Boo. Aw, you didn't react much at all. That's boring. Just like the rest of my family. They're all boring. So dull. So monotonous. Except for one of my two siblings. I used to hide in the closet, or under the bed, or behind the curtains right before they went to bed. It was pretty hilarious to hear them scream every time I popped out of my hiding spot. I like to see the paranoia grow over the years. One of the more unfortunate days of my childhood was when our parents didn't want them living with us anymore and kicked them out to live with our grandparents. Since nobody in my family or my school cared to talk to me or give me a reaction, I had no one else to keep me entertained after that. I did learn how to be more likable, though. That's how we became friends. And now we're dating. The version of me you spent time with isn't anything like how I am realistically. But the version of me you see right now, this is what my raw, unadulterated thoughts look like. I'm so glad I could trust you enough to show you my true self. I love you, doll. Good morning, by the way. Well, if you couldn't tell, and you probably can't, considering how dense you are, it's not morning anymore. It's more like evening. Are you still sleepy? Good. I hope so. That means my magic is working. I know I promised you a date tonight. We'll have to reschedule it for now. It's a little early, but I know you're okay with that. I picked up a shift tonight, and someone has to put food on the table. The neat thing about these powers is that keeping you asleep all day and night probably means I won't have to feed you as much without starving you to death. Probably. That'll really cut down on my expenses, especially since you can't go to work anymore. It's our anniversary. Did you know? Do you want to see what I did to celebrate? I'll take the silence as a yes. I recreated the picnic date we had when we finally got together. It would have made more sense to do this during the afternoon, but a certain somebody was still snoozing. Do you remember that day? The day I confessed to you, and the first day of our relationship. Do you remember the food I brought and the drinks you made? Do you remember the smell of the park's grass? The sounds of the birds chirping? The freedom of being untethered, both your mind and your body. How are the chains, by the way? Are they too tight? No, I don't think they're tight enough. It looks like you can move a little more than I'd like. And I'm not liking how they jingle. I think I'll switch it to ropes someday. I'd bring you outside to that same park for a true, authentic experience, but you're in no condition to be outside. Just look at you. You look disheveled, maybe a little miserable. I wouldn't want the public to judge me for bringing you on a date looking like that. Either way, it doesn't matter where or when we celebrate our anniversary. But to make it as close to that day as possible, I used the picnic blanket as a tablecloth and made the same food and drinks we brought. Your favorites. Don't you think that's thoughtful of me? I did do something a little different with the food and drinks though. You could say I changed the recipes a little. All I did was add a little magic to each item. I'm still experimenting with my powers. I wonder if it'll do anything. Hopefully, nothing too drastic happens. I don't want to search for another person so willing to do these taste tests. I'll feed you. Come on. It'll be romantic. You have enough energy to open your mouth and chew, don't you? No, you do. Stop faking it. Come on. You haven't eaten since yesterday. I'm sure you're hungry. And dehydrated. I thought you would be a little more receptive to food. You're being more defiant than I was hoping. It's getting a little frustrating. Normally, I wouldn't mind forcing it down your throat, but I'm not really feeling like going through the extra effort today. I'm already willing to feed you instead of making you eat it like a dog. Can't you do the next step on your own? No? God, every benefit I get from you comes with another reason I find you so annoying. If you don't want to, then I guess I have to make you. I can't be bothered to give you smaller bites. You could have bitten out as small or as big a bite as you wanted, but you decided against that. Eat it. Stop coughing. I already gave you a chance to take the initiative. You have no one to blame but yourself. Finally, I won't give you anything else for now. I need to observe you. So, how was your sleep? You were asleep for so long. The pill I gave you didn't do all that. The rest was because of me. Was it restful? Or do you feel horrendous? Was it a deep sleep? Or were you barely unconscious? I despise not knowing things, and as much as I hate having to ask you for information, I have to. When you don't answer my questions, that irritates me to no end. Good. Do you feel any sort of difference after taking that bite? That displeases me. We'll just keep waiting. even if we see results several hours or days from now, I suppose that can still be useful. No? That's the first thing you've said to me all day without being prompted. Not like you really had a choice, but I suppose I can entertain you while we wait. What's your question? You're mumbling. Did you ask why I'm doing this to you? Is that what you said? Well, isn't this how you show love? I'm showing you a part of myself that not many people get to see. I'm giving you a place to stay. You don't have to go to work anymore. I feed you even when you tell me you're not hungry because it's important to eat a healthy, balanced diet. You get to sleep in as much as you want. I tell you I love you. I remember and think about your preferences. What's there to complain about? My parents did a lot of the things that I'm doing for you now. They always told us how grateful we should be. It's true, though. They gave us a home to sleep in. They gave us food, always reminding us that we're lucky and privileged. I'm kidding. I'm not that delusional. They never said that out of love. They hated all of us. We were just nuisances. They birthed us to fulfill their own selfish desires, and it got them nowhere because we were all failures in their eyes. I was the disappointing first child. And my younger siblings, also inconveniences and burdens. It's okay though. I don't care about them or their opinions. Maybe my parents brought me joy during the early years, but those memories have long faded away, if they even existed at all. They were miserable to be around until the very end, but I found other ways to bring joy into my life. I liked playing with you long before my powers manifested. I was only planning to mess with you until you bored me. But now that I've discovered magic, there are endless possibilities to explore. So, I've decided to keep you. Of all the people I've met, you were by far the easiest one to manipulate and use. You're simply the most perfect candidate for my current purposes. Admittedly, this is nice. I don't think I've told anyone else all of these thoughts. Aren't you special? There's no one else I can talk to about this sort of thing. I suppose I've learned that you can be a good sponge for my venting. It doesn't seem like what you ate had any sort of quick-acting effect. I've done enough waiting. I'm sure you're parched. Here, drink some of this. Ugh. You spilled it. Were you even trying? Drink it again. Don't spill any this time. Good job, doll. Now, It looks like the effects are much more immediate this time. Lucky for you, I would have very politely asked you to lick up whatever you spilled if nothing happened again. Interesting. Are you still awake? Or are you pretending to be asleep? No. I can feel your consciousness slip. I suppose we can end it here for now and let you take a break. Sweet dreams, doll.